What is up, everybody? Welcome to the NXT Takeover Toronto Instant Analysis. We got something a little bit different today. My name's Brandon Tanguma. But beside me here, my Curveballs and Chair Shots compadre. We've done an instant analysis before for NXT Takeover War Games where we were there live. We were not there live for this one. We watched it in the humble abode of this man's house. My Curveball and Chair Shots co-host Dominic Hobson. How are you doing today, and how does it feel to be on another Bulletcast instant analysis?
You left out best friend,
And
but it's
best
okay.
friend,
But it's
okay.
okay. I'll let it slide this time.
There's just so many accolades and so many things to describe you as. Best friend, I kind of left off.
I know, but I'll forgive you. But I'm doing just fine, Brandon, and I appreciate being welcomed on to this. I'm gonna say juggernaut of a podcast. No,
Sure.
too stupid. I don't know.
Full disclosure, Dominic might have had a few
Did you have a few brews too, buddy?
skis while watching the NXT show.
Two
He
bags
might,
of popcorn too,
and 2 bags of popcorn too. He might have been, and Hawaiian barbecue.
and one
He
barbecue.
might have been a little inebriated, so if his memory of the show is not all that good, if he says anything stupid, don't put all the heat on me, put all the heat on him, and maybe we'll never see him ever again. But let's
Wow,
jump
really just put a gun to my head. Thanks, but it's okay. Let's get to it.
jump into it with the first match. We have the NXT Tag Team Championship match with the Street Profits taking on the Undisputed Era, consisting of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And the Street Profits win in 16 minutes and 55 seconds. I thought it was a pretty good opener. Maybe not the best opener in NXT history, but it's pretty much what you expect from these openers. It's energetic, a lot of moves, a lot of high spots. Street Profits end up getting the victory in the end with Montez Ford hitting a frog splash on Kyle O'Reilly for the win. Dominic, your thoughts on the opener?
I thought it was pretty good. The crowd seemed very split, which is always. I like having a crowd split down the middle, not so much one-sided.
Pretty much every single match on this show, the crowd was split for who they wanted to win.
Every match?
Pretty much every single match.
I don't think so. But no. And I think there was maybe one or two spots that maybe someone got too late, too early. But I think all in all, the match was energetic, got you excited for this takeover event.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good, solid opener. I think now the question is, where do the Street Profits go from here? They are on Raw pretty much every single week doing their shtick. Not a big fan of it. The NXT Tag Team division isn't so stacked as of this moment. I mean, Undisputed Era has gotten their chance. There's Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. Oni Lorcan is over on 205 Live, so who knows if he's going to really be there. We have Breezango making their debut on NXT television next week, which was taped before Takeover. So we're going to have to stay tuned to see if maybe Breezango gets a shot at the NXT Championships at the next Takeover.
But the thing with that though is those are technically main roster wrestlers. You're really gonna let them win the tag title? So even if they do get a shot, you already know Street Profits are gonna win.
But I just don't really know who else there is to face them because the tag team division is pretty weak at this point. I mean, you have the Forgotten Sons, kind of been there, done that with the Street Profits. I think both teams are kind of lackluster when it comes to in the ring. I think if the Street Profits are going to have a good match, well, I thought this was a really good match,
Yeah.
but I think the Street Profits need maybe not be carried, but if the Street Profits are the better wrestlers in the match, that we're going to have an issue here.
Well, we'll just have to see who is next in line then.
All right, I usually do star ratings for each of my matches when we do this
Okay.
instant analysis. I'm gonna give the opener. I think I'll give it a solid 3.25 star. I thought it was fine, nothing spectacular. Solid opener. Dominic, what would you give it for the star ratings?
I would have to agree. If not, maybe 3.5.
Okay, it's
I
pretty
think
pretty solid.
definitely could have maybe they fine tuned a few things. Because
I did think like Bobby Fish was. I don't know if it's Bobby Fish, but his spots, some of the spots he was doing seemed as though there's some timing issues.
yeah. So and then who I'm not big on NXT except for the main stars.
Montez
But
Ford is the skinny one. Angelo Dawkins is the big one.
so Dawkins kind of needed to tone it down a little bit, in my opinion. I felt like he kind of was too amped up. I might have been the only one that felt that way, but yeah, I'll give him 3.25, 3.5, something like that.
The Street Profits came out in purple and red
And I was
attire.
triggered.
Shout out to the Toronto Raptors, not the only Toronto Raptor reference we would get in the show. Moving on to the second match, kind of surprising this match is kind of thrown in here second, but we get Candice LeRae versus Io Shari in the grudge match, and Io wins in about 15 minutes. I thought this was a fantastic match, definitely a surprise. I didn't think they were going to get this much time, but they really pulled out all the stops. Real high, a lot of high spots, a lot of, high octane moves. I would say this was a better match than the women's tag or women's championship match. I could honestly say this might have been my second favorite match of the show. I'm gonna give it 3 3/4. I really enjoy this. Io gets the victory. I thought Candice was gonna win by disqualification with Io snapping. They kind of teased it a little bit where Candice kicked out of some of Io's big moves and she was kind of going crazy. But in the end, Io hits the moonsault on Candice for the or not hits the moonsault. She puts on a Koji clutch and she gets the pass out, tap out or pass out, submission by on Candice LeRae. So it kind of foreshadowed that that wasn't going to be the finish in the Shayna Baszler Mia Yim match because they do that a lot with Shayna Baszler's matches. So with the pass out finish, it kind of foreshadowed that. But I thought it was a really good match and kind of a new arc or the new wrinkle to Io Shirai's gimmick with the
I
move.
was kind of surprised by this match. When it first started, I was kind of like, oh, God. Like another typical women's match. It's not going to be anything great because only one's a really good wrestler. The other one kind of is decent. Oh, God. And then as the match progressed, I kind of got
Which one's
more.
which, Dominic? Which one's the decent wrestler?
I'm not going to go there right now.
Okay.
Io Shirai. But as the match went on and I actually got into it and I was actually really, really into it by the end. Some big moves were hit, which I popped for. But star rating wise, I'm feeling generous today, Brandon. I'll give him 4 stars.
Four
Just
stars.
because, just because they had me thinking this match is gonna be so bad, and how it came out was 100% different. So I'm gonna give him 4.
Going into the match, I didn't think it was going to be a bad match. I was kind of worried about the timing, how much time were they going to get, and this match was
Pretty good.
pushed a
Yeah,
little. I'm talking about like the build up to it. They had some storyline developments to it, but it wasn't one of the top end matches.
yeah.
But I think both of these women are fantastic wrestlers. I feel like Candice is just so underpushed. I feel like she can be one of the top women in NXT in WWE. Honestly, so now seeing her getting her first ever singles takeover match, or I think takeover match period,
Yeah.
is a good sign. And she lost. She got the whatever pass out submission loss. So I'm not gonna put too much stock in saying that Candice is gonna get buried, but Io just did turn heel, so you got to build her up strong. What do you think they go from here? Do you think they go with the rematch, maybe on NXT television? Do you think they do Io moving up? Because now, if we're gonna, with Shayna, spoiler alert, being the champion still, I don't think they're gonna go right back to that, especially with the heel heel matchup. Maybe Io and Mia, maybe Io and Candice still. So maybe where do you think both of these women go going forward?
I mean, I can see them feuding for a little bit longer. Do I think it culminates to another takeover? Probably not. Um,
I can see main event in a TV show.
exactly. I can see a main event TV show winner gets a number one contender shot. Um, but um, like I do agree with you. They have Io had to win that match. You can't if she was to lose, that her whole credibility of the heel would have been diminished horribly. Um, but no, I think I think Io will probably get moved up first before Candice. Um, I think Candice, in my eyes, needs a little bit of fine tuning, just a little bit. I don't think.
I think it's not more fine tuned. I think it's just she needs time to be on TV and to show her character. Because honestly, she hasn't really been on NXT television all that much. She's really kind of been just Johnny Gargano's wife for the most part.
Yeah,
And this is really the first storyline she's had, like a full fledged storyline. She's been in some matches here and there, but I think this is really her first, shot on NXT television to really show what she has. And she hasn't. I mean, this, as I said, this match wasn't really built up all that well in terms of time and giving, character development and promos and stuff. I mean, obviously Io doesn't speak a whole lot of English, but I thought the video package they ran before the match really was well done. She spoke in Japanese, got her character over, and
yeah.
I'm really liking the dark Io. She had like a black kind of not one piece, but black attire. She had a little bit of the Kill Bill Becky Lynch aspect going on. She has new music, new jumbotron.
Yeah.
So I'm digging it. I
I
just
liked
don't
it.
know exactly where you go, especially with Shayna being the champion at
I
this
like.
point.
Well, we'll have to wait and find out for that.
We will have to wait and find out. So they teased that the triple threat match for the NXT champion, or the NXT North American Championship was going to take place, but Matt Riddle somehow
Bro.
got a microphone from God knows where. He was walking through the crowd, just yelling, "Bro, bro, 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 bro!" Jumps the barricade, jumps into the ring, and he challenges Killian Dane to a fight. And then Killian Dane jumps off the barricade, goes through the crowd again. Don't know why he just couldn't come through the entrance ramp, you know, soon enough, or not soon enough. But coincidentally, he had his fist wrapped. He was ready for a fight, apparently. So good on Killian Dane for always staying ready. Got to stay ready because you never know what's going to happen on a takeover.
I think I'm gonna start taping my wrist a little bit more often now.
I mean, it's good protection for not only the wrist and the knuckles.
True. True.
We get a scuffle in the ring, outside the
Brawl.
ring.
Just say brawl.
Okay, a brawl. Sorry,
Yeah.
maybe a hockey fight because we're in Toronto and that's big over there in
Oh,
Canada.
you're so funny.
I know, I'm hilarious.
Yeah.
But I mean, pretty straightforward. Killian Dane gets over on Riddle, kind of steps on his foot, selling the ankle. Riddle jumps on Dane, puts him in a headlock. They go back and forth a little bit. Then Killian Dane clotheslines some security guard. They all three of them take a bump and they jump off the side of the stage and they go crashing through a table. And that is that. Obviously, continuing the feud with Dane and Riddle. They were supposed to have a match last week. Dane attacked Riddle before the match even started, and so not a match. Obviously, the feud will continue.
And it's one of those things where um, I don't think it was very necessary for this to go on. I understand it was probably just trying to build their storyline, but that could have been easily a backstage segment, and they could have we get a report of something going on backstage, and you see them just kicking the shit out of each other, which I would have enjoyed. But I understand, get them camera time, whatever. But I can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Maybe just having them a backstage brawl, doing it maybe half the time could have been just as effective. But getting them in front of the crowd, getting the crowd to see Matt Riddle and get them hyped, and seeing the big spot of the show thus far before obviously the main event where there's just so many
Yeah.
big spots you can't even keep track of everything that happened. But I'm really high on Matt Riddle. I'm hopefully that he becomes NXT champion, WWE champion. He
You
does
kept yelling, "Where's Goldberg? Is Goldberg to come out? Goldberg, Goldberg!"
well,
ugh."
Matt Riddle has apparently heat with everybody. He gets heat with Booker T, Chris Jericho, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. Matt Riddle wants to fight everybody like over 40.
Yeah, because he can take him.
Yeah. Well,
UFC
I mean, yeah, Matt Riddle is a UFC fighter. He probably could take him.
Yep.
Don't think he can take Brock Lesnar though.
I think he could.
I mean, Brock Lesnar, despite him being old, I think, and he has a good 60, if that, maybe even 80 pounds on Matt Riddle. I think Brock Lesnar could take Matt Riddle.
Yeah, sure.
Leave us a comment wherever you can leave a comment at. I don't know where it is. Maybe YouTube, maybe in a slide in the DMs, and tell us Matt Riddle versus Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar. Who do you think would win in a fight? But they teased the triple threat match until Matt Riddle so rudely interrupted. But now we will get into that triple threat match. We get Velveteen Dream defending his NXT North American Championship against Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, and Roderick Strong of Undisputed Era. Velveteen Dream gets the entrance first, and the Mounties theme song starts to play. Don't really think there was much of a pop, except for there was a pop in this room because I called the Mountie before the match started. So
Yeah,
your
proud
boy
of
was
you.
right.
Proud of you.
And then there's all these people. They come out stomping to the Mounties theme song, and by far the worst part of the entire show was the Mounties theme goes off. We think, oh, they're just going to play the Velveteen Dreams theme song. We're going to get the entrance. But no. They flash a giant Toronto Raptors logo with underneath it the 2019 champions with two giant Larry O'Brien trophies on the Titantron. By far the
All right,
worst
calm
show
down, calm down.
part of the show.
It's okay.
And then we get the Toronto Raptors dancers dancing for it felt like forever.
It's okay, Brandon.
Terrible dancing.
It's
Should have
okay.
had the Warrior
It's okay.
girls out there.
It's okay, Brandon.
It's okay. I know.
It's okay. Shh, shh,
And then in the end, Velveteen Dream comes out in kind of a Mountie gear.
It's okay.
Probably the best entrance of the show. I will give him that. But I was triggered with all the Toronto Raptors.
Wait, I thought you love Canada.
Canada?
Yeah.
can suck a dick because now that I am unleashed, I can say whatever I want. Shout out to all the Canadians out there. But anyways,
Anyways,
your thoughts on the entrance?
I thought it was stupid. I would have enjoyed it more if it was just Mountie themed and then Velveteen Dream, but I didn't like. I mean, it's okay. Yes, I'm a Barrier fan. I love the Wars. I'm pissed off they lost Toronto, whatever. But I think it was kind of just pandering to the crowd. It was like, oh, look, we like the Raptors. Yeah, no, that's
But
stupid.
I mean, the Raptors, whatever logo, did get kind of more of a lot more of a pop than the Mountie theme song,
Exactly.
which was a little surprising because maybe you would think there's more of a traveling crowd. But Toronto was Canada's team. They represented the whole country, so no
Yep.
matter how many traveling people there are,
Yep.
there's obviously probably a lot of Canadians in that crowd.
Yep.
In the end, I thought this was a very good match. We get the Velveteen Dream winning after he hits a Dream Valley driver on Pete Dunne. Roderick Strong tosses Velveteen Dream to the outside, hits his whatever
Backbreaker, whatever it is.
backbreaker finisher for the win. A purple rainmaker from the top rope to get Roddy Strong off of Pete Dunne, and Velveteen Dream pins Pete Dunne in 17 minutes in 27 seconds. I thought the match was good, maybe a little bit disappointing. I felt early on they were kind of moving a little bit slow. I did feel like it though it picked up later. I think if I'm going to put star ratings on it, I think I'd give it a soft 3.5, maybe leaning more towards a 3.25. Thought it was fine, but I did have kind of high expectations. I'm hoping moving forward. But Pete Dunne was the one who got pinned, so they could go with Roderick Strong and Velveteen Dream going forward. But I would much rather see Velveteen Dream take on Pete Dunne, and that be the singles feud coming out of this triple threat.
I mean, star rating, I'll give it a 3.25. I expected more out of this match, and it it lacked in a lot of categories. Um, Going forward, I mean, if I'm going what should happen, it should be Dream and Strong, just because Dunn got pinned. Um, I do agree with you. I'd rather see Dunn, but honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Strong hold the title. I think Strong has been there for a long time. He's done a lot for this brand. He needs a title. So Pete Dunne's had a title. Dreams have a title. Why not Strong have a title? So I'm gonna go with Strong and Dream, and it culminates. How do you say that word?
Culminates.
Culminates with Strong winning the title eventually.
I mean, I am maybe higher on Roderick Strong than maybe most people are. I think they see Roderick Strong as being the last person in the undisputed era. I think he showed a lot of good qualities, especially in the undisputed. I think he's been very good developing his character and being a better promo. I don't really know the Pete Dunne intrusion or introduction or
Yeah.
whatever the hell you want to call it into this triple threat match. Maybe it kind of did come out of nowhere, so maybe it is just them kind of putting in some NXT UK talent to maybe promote the takeover at the end of the month. Maybe if Pete Dunne does stick around. I mean, I really love Pete Dunne. If he sticks around, he's more maybe NXT America is kind of the AAA to NXT UK's AA,
Yeah.
and then eventually he goes to the main roster. I'm fine with that. With Velveteen Dream, though, I think he's destined for the main roster eventually, maybe after WrestleMania. So I think he's going to hold on to that title. I don't think you're going to want to have him, drop the title, then go up and face Adam Cole or whoever for the NXT Championship. So I think just having him stick around in that North American title slot, forever until he gets called up is a good spot. I mean, Roderick Strong being a champion, I could see it, especially with the Undisputed Era. They keep saying, Adam Cole keeps saying that he wants the Undisputed Era to be draped in gold. Hasn't happened yet. There's
Nope.
still 4 months until the end of the year. Could happen. Maybe at that War Games. Who knows?
Maybe, and I'm thinking that um, 2020 might be a new. I think we might be seeing a new Undisputed pretty soon.
Okay, moving on to the women's NXT Championship match. Shayna Baszler takes on Mia Yim. Mia Yim having sort of a special entrance. She just had a bunch of people cosplaying as her, wearing some baggy pants and some bandanas over their face. Not really, not the Velveteen Dreams entrance by any means, but it was a special entrance, I guess.
Eh.
Good for her. And Shayna Baszler comes out, no four horsewomen by her side, and Shayna Baszler wins in 14 minutes and 36 seconds. I thought it was a good match. I thought it did pick up kind of later. I did like the storytelling of Mia Yim kind of getting on Shayna Baszler early on. Shayna was actually having the tables turned on her, where Mia did Shayna's whatever arm stomp, and she said that was karma. I mean, there wasn't really a point where I thought, oh, this is when Shayna's going to lose, but Mia did get a lot of the offense in. In the end, Mia gets caught, gets put in a another type of a leg chokehold, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it, a triangle choke with Shayna's legs, and Mia gets that, or Mia taps out for the Las Gesundheit to Dominic's mom. Very,
Brother.
oh brother, that was a brother.
Yeah.
Very strong sneeze
You picked it up?
by Ian. No, I didn't pick it up.
Oh,
I could
okay.
hear it, and almost
Sounded like it was
it
fucking dying.
it very much
Sorry, I
distracted
said
me.
the F word. Sorry, no, I'm
It's
not
okay. You
supposed
already said shit early on. You probably didn't even notice.
to. I didn't.
Exactly. But your girl Yim Yim is defeated by Shayna Baszler. Your thoughts? I'm sorry for your loss.
This I was really high on this match, really excited. Um, I know I gave the other women's match a 4. This one gets a solid 3.25. This match, from the get go, I liked it. By the end, it was very, like, it just ended. This is nothing good for me. Um, it, the I did enjoy the whole Shayna got her arm hurt, then Mia got her arm hurt, but it just I couldn't get into it. I just couldn't. I don't know if it was the storytelling, if it was the spots, if there was something else going on, but I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna second your star ratings with a 3.25. I think, and the crowd was pretty dead for this. I don't
Oh
know if they
God,
were just kind
yes.
of sitting on their hands because they weren't into either the characters. Mia Yim maybe wasn't the best baby face for them. Who knows what exactly the reason? Maybe because of the Velveteen Dream and that triple threat match. There were some spots. I mean, obviously the Io Candice match was kind of spotty as well. So maybe they're just kind of sitting there waiting for big high spots and just ready to pop and get ready for that. But I don't know exactly what to put that on the crowd, if it's their fault or if it's the wrestler's fault. But in the end, I think maybe this match was a little bit disappointing. I think we kind of speculated, where does Io go? Does that mean Shayna is going to face somebody else? I mean, Mia basically did everything right. Mia Io didn't really, or Shayna didn't really cheat. Mia honestly kind of cheated a little bit more than Shayna did, and she still wasn't able to win. So that kind of puts over Shayna even more as the undefeatable monster. And looking, down the line, there's not a whole lot of solid babyface contenders who can honestly take on Shayna Baszler, who could convincingly beat her. So Dominic, where do you think Shayna goes from here? Because I think Mia, I mean, she's good. They told a good story, but I just don't see them getting another rematch out of this because she just lost.
I don't see nothing coming out of this. I think I don't necessarily think Mia goes to bottom of the barrel. I believe she's just gonna have to work twice as hard. Um, but I mean, you still have like Bianca Belair. You have
But I always did think that Mia was kind of that good, kind of Chris Hero, or sorry, Cassius Ono
yeah,
type of wrestler for the women's division, where she's a really good wrestler. She can be kind of that gatekeeper for the younger wrestlers, have a
yeah,
good match with, have maybe a little series of matches with. Then they move on past Mia to go to the champion. But
yeah.
Mia's kind of always there to kind of help guide them, get good matches out of them. But she's never going to be that top tier person.
And I agree with that. But I mean, you still have, like I said, you have those. You have some other women in that division that can take the next spot. You have Iro, Candice, Bianca. Um,
Tegan Knox is there. I mean, she's
yep.
probably going to be in NXT UK. Dakota Kai, who knows when she's going to come back from her knee injury. But, I mean, Mae Young Classic is probably, maybe there's going to
Chelsea
be
Green.
Chelsea Green. She's another one who could
Yep.
come up down the pipeline as well. So there are people that could face Shayna. But, I mean, Shayna has she's beaten all those women. I think the only one she hasn't really beaten is Candice. But Candice lost to Io, so there's no reason for her to have a championship match at this point.
Well,
I think that's just kind of
let's
the.
see what the man with three H's has to decide.
It's almost kind of like the Asuka situation. It's like Asuka loses or Asuka
She
beat
beats
everybody,
everyone.
so it's like where do you go with Asuka? But I mean, Shayna doesn't have the undefeated streak, so you could have her lose, but it's like I just don't see where you go with her
Yeah.
from now. I mean, you have until November, I think, is the next takeover for War Games or whatever they're calling the Survivor Series
Yeah.
weekend pay per view. So they're gonna have time. Obviously, they're gonna have maybe a title defense here and there. Maybe Mia gets another rematch. Maybe we do a shock TV title change. I don't really see any of that happening, but overall, kind of a disappointing match. I mean, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot from this, in ring wise, but it is what it is. They plug the NXT UK Takeover Cardiff show taking place on August 31st, the same day as All Out and the New Japan UK show. They showed Walter and Tyler Bate. That got a big pop from the crowd. The Evolve champion was there as well. He did not get that much of a pop.
He got no pop.
Anyways, moving on. This match got a lot of pops. The main event, Adam Cole Bebe goes on to defend his NXT Championship against Johnny Gargano. I speculated what his cosplay outfit was going to be. I thought it was going to be just the Infinity Gauntlet because it's the end game, it's the final match. But no, instead of doing another Marvel theme, even an end game theme, he comes out to Wolverine. Didn't really understand that.
Eh. I mean,
I mean, it was cool.
Wolverine can't die.
But Johnny Gargano did die. He lost to Adam Cole in the third fall. So we're going to kind of go fall by fall here. In the first fall, it was Adam Cole's stipulation, which was no stipulation, a straight up one-on-one wrestling match. And Cole wins via disqualification after Cole introduced a chair into the ring. The referee kind of reprimanded him, told him that if he uses that, he's going to get disqualified and lose a fall. So Cole discarded of the chair, but then Gargano gets a hold of the chair, and he just wallops on Adam Cole. A good, pretty straightforward match here in the first fall. 20 minutes and 45 seconds, so pretty much a full-fledged match in the first match, which I'm very appreciative of because I think I've especially in this whole era where they had all these 2 out of 3 falls matches and multi-fall matches. Usually that first fall takes place in like 5 to 8 minutes when if it was a normal match on pay-per-view or on TV, it would have taken like 15 minutes. So I appreciate them going through that and having it such a long match for that first fall.
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed the first fall a lot. I mean, probably more than the second fall.
I mean, the first fall maybe was kind of not boring, but it was just kind of okay. We know they're gonna at least go to the second fall. They're probably gonna go to the third fall. So a lot of the false finishes and stuff like that weren't super intriguing and super dramatic, but I think they still got across good spots, good storytelling, and with Gargano being the babyface, kind of outsmarting the heel and beating up on him, getting that disqualification just so he can get the early edge on him for that second fall in the street fight, which he ultimately did get the win in the second fall in that street fight, and he wins in a 29 minutes and 30 seconds. So, basically a 10-minute second fall, but it was a street fight that kind of did a lap around the arena, a couple spots with some chairs, teased some table spots. We got a table spot, or we got a sunset flip or whatever, a backdrop from the American announce table, English announce table onto the Spanish announce table. Adam Cole went through that, or I believe.
Yeah, he did.
Adam Cole went through that. So in the end, we get Johnny Gargano tapping out Adam Cole with his Gargano escape. Second fall, pretty short, but I thought it was pretty well done, especially with all the gimmickry involved. Your thoughts on the second fall?
The only thing I remember from that second fall that actually sticks out is when you brought up, why is there a referee with them? And they say, oh, pinfalls can happen anywhere, and you're like, I'm pretty sure it can't. And then
because I know my rules in professional wrestling.
And then who
Triple H probably yelled in their ears and told them no, it happens inside the ring. And then the commission got back to them. The Toronto or Canadian Commission, Ontario Commission probably got back to them and told them no, it has to happen inside the ring. Which I was right. So shout out to me.
That's
I'm so
the
smart.
only thing that I recall from that second fall, because the second fall to me,
it's kind of like, okay, we know they're probably gonna go to the third fall, so let's just get this over with.
Okay, if the third stipulation would have been a basic match, I can maybe see it being a 2-0 sweep. But when has there ever been a 2-0 sweep?
I think there was like a New Day tag team match where they swept somebody a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago.
Oh, shut up. Who likes you, anyways?
Nobody. I'm so
Exactly.
lonely. Hit me up on Tinder. It's okay.
Okay, shoot your shot, buddy. Okay.
Okay, anyways, moving on to the third fall. It was a Ambrose Asylum type of match. In the pre-show, we got a little promo from William Regal. So, we watched the pre-show because we're good fans, so we knew that this was going to happen.
Oh yeah, totally. We're good friends.
Good fans.
Whatever.
I know if we're good friends.
We're best friends.
Oh, best friends, yes. So we kind of knew that was going to be the stipulation going into the third fall. It was a cage with a whole bunch of weapons all over scattered about. I don't know if there was an Ambrose chant, a Moxley chant when the cage was coming down because they did the cage lower. They did replays of all the different spots and pinfalls that happened during the first two falls. So maybe there was some sort of chance or something at the beginning of or before the match, before the third fall even started, but we're probably going to get reports about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But in the end, Adam Cole gets the victory and retains the NXT Championship match in 50 minutes, 58 seconds, so damn near a 20-minute match. It was a steel cage match, and I think maybe the biggest pop for me of the night is when they announced that there was no escape the cage, so they had to win inside the steel cage. No escaping, no pussy shit. You gotta
Hey,
beat
watch
your
your mouth.
opponent in the ring, which I very much appreciated, Dominic.
Watch your mouth. All right. No profanity.
Sorry, the last one.
How do I feel about that match? That match was freaking incredible. That last fall, I mean, Gargano hit that DDT on the chairs to Cole, and Cole looked like he just smashed his face in, and he was. I mean, I'm pretty sure it hurt like a MF, but he sold it like his face caved in, which I enjoyed. And um, one thing that I'll give it a 4 out of 5. That match, the whole match,
4 stars.
4 out of 5 stars, the whole match, first to last. It would have made it a 5 star if they had thumbtacks and not the stupid gimmicks in the bag.
So yes, Johnny Gargano pulled out a bag of goodies, and everyone I think in the arena thought that it was going to be a thumbtack spot, but no, he pulls out whatever it is, a bolt cutter, some brass knuckles. The brass knuckles didn't come. I mean, maybe that was kind of a little homage to William Regal. I think that's kind of the reason they put those brass knuckles in there because it's William Regal's fall. You got to put the brass knuckles in there, which
Eh.
I didn't think about until right now. But shout out to William Regal. And Johnny Gargano kind of goes up to the top of the ring, which was kind of not cape, but was surrounded with barbed wire at the top of it. He kind of cuts off a little slice of it, and Morrow kind of teases that we're gonna get like a Jesus spot or something, where
Yep.
we're gonna get a barbed wire crown put on Adam Cole. But no, they go up to the tippy top of the cage. There was 2 tables laid down from earlier on in the match, and both men take a tumble from the top through the table, and both men are kind of laying flat on their backs. Adam Cole rolls over for the pinfall victory. I mean, I kind of said it at the end of the match. I thought that was the best hardcore WWE match. Maybe not ever, but definitely maybe
Last
like
5 years.
last 5 to 10, maybe even 15, 20 years. Maybe since like the Attitude Era.
You serious?
I don't know. I mean, I really enjoy. Maybe okay.
Okay, 10
maybe,
okay,
maybe
10
I
years
could,
puts-
I
puts us
could
back
say
on
I could,
09.
say it was the best hardcore match since possibly, definitely since Mick Foley and Edge. I'll definitely say it wasn't
Okay.
better than that match.
Okay.
But I will say it's definitely the best hardcore match in WWE of the modern era.
Okay.
The
I
only
agree.
thing that was missing, of course, was
some
blood.
Blood.
I
But
mean,
we
you
did have some blood at the end on Adam Cole's back.
But I mean, that wasn't, implied blood. I mean, there's a bunch of other hardcore matches you can say, the Undertaker, Triple H, Hell in a Cell matches, other matches that are really good. But I mean, I thought from weapons and kind of garbage wrestling, you could say I thought that's kind of the best garbage wrestling we've seen in a WWE match in quite a long
And
time.
I liked it.
I did really enjoy it. I mean, you said 4 stars. I think I'm going to go a little bit higher than you. I'd say maybe
What?
4.25, maybe leaning to 4.5.
You're a madman.
I think I'll go 4.25. I thought it was I thought it was a really good match. I didn't think it was as good as the other 2 matches. I still really enjoyed the first match the best. I know just because maybe it's Johnny Gargano winning, so it was kind of the feel-good story. But this was definitely a best match of the show. I think second best match, I will say, I thought it was Io and Candice. Dominic, what was your second best match of the show?
Second best match. Mm. So number one, of course, Cole and Gargano. Number two, surprisingly, I think I agree with you. I'm gonna have to go Candice and Iro, just because
And by the way, it's EO.
Iro,
EO.
Io,
I-O.
Io,
There you go.
Io. There you go. I like that. We should start a rap group.
Yeah, boy.
But I have to go with the first women's match.
So that will do it for our
Brandon,
instant.
overall,
Sorry.
overall.
Sorry. Dominic, you're taking over now.
Overall, what do you give this takeover?
On a star rating standpoint?
Yes.
On star rating standpoint, I think coming in, there was, I think there was a little bit of hype to this show. Maybe, some of these matches are kind of repeats, especially with the main event. I will say I will give it 3 3/4. I thought
You
it was.
took my rating.
I thought it was a pretty good show. I don't think it's in the top tier. Maybe second, definitely third. Maybe hovering in that second tier, maybe third tier out of whatever 4 or 5 tiers.
So you took my rating, so then I have to ask you another
But
question now.
there's never been a bad takeover show, so it's really hard to grade
Yeah.
all these.
Do you think this will beat SummerSlam? Or do you think SummerSlam will be the better show?
See, now normally it's kind of just easy. Takeover is going to be the better show, but I think there are some good matches on paper. I think surprisingly, I think that Becky Natalia match could be really good. I think Ricochet AJ, when given the time, could be really good. Brock and Seth, who exactly knows what's going to come out of that match? If it's going to be more storyline driven, or if there's going to be a lot of if it's going to be a work rate type match, as much as a Brock Lesnar match can be a work rate match. Goldberg is just going to probably squash Ziggler. I think maybe the key is that Randy Orton Kofi Kingston match. If that's the best match of the show, I think maybe. I mean, it depends on how good the match. If it's like a, 4-star plus match, then okay, sure, that was probably a really good show, and all the other matches going 3 3/4, maybe 3.5. It's fine. Maybe that could be the better show, but I mean, I'm not going to say definitively right now NXT will be a better show than SummerSlam. I'm holding out hope
Yeah.
that SummerSlam could be a better show, but possibly, who knows? I'm going to give SummerSlam some hope.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be that definitive. But Dominic, give us some information if if the people out there like to hear more of our dynamic
of curveballs and chair
of
shots.
curveballs and chair shots every single week, usually Friday or Saturday. Usually Friday or Saturday we do podcast. We talk about sports and wrestling. So yes, you might hear me on the Bulletcast, but I'm kind of the host of this one, so I kind of lead the discussion. I'm the. I didn't want to say leader. I said more the host.
Oof.
I lead the discussions.
You lead the discussion.
I lead the discussion
You
on the
edit
show.
everything. You do everything. All I do is screw it up. Put it that way.
I didn't say that. But anyways, Dominic, but no, you are the social media manager. So
I am.
Please give the people the social medias for Curveballs and Chair Shots that they'd like to hit us up, they like to follow us, and get information on when our next episodes are coming out.
You know what's really funny? I could have said all that and would have been a lot better, but no, you just said it all. But if you guys would like to hear some other wrestling topics, some other sports topics, other news, stuff like that, you can totally follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Curveballs and CS. You can the Facebook account is probably my baby right now. I've been coddling it a lot, so if you guys do message us, tag us or something like that, I will probably get back to you on quicker on that. And we do have t-shirts coming pretty soon, so make sure to hit us up when we get those t-shirts coming out.
We did just finish a episode earlier today. So
Number 94.
Episode number 94. So we've kind of been doing this for a long time. So after you listen to this awesome instant analysis,
Or listen to ours first. Who cares?
yes, at the very end when we're wrapping up, go and listen to our podcast first.
Yeah.
But we talked about Antonio Brown, the developing saga with him and his feet and the Raiders and his helmet and who else knows. And then also we preview NXT Takeover. You can skip through that, or you can laugh about how right and or how wrong we got everything.
Dominic will be wrong.
We got he thought Undisputed Era was going to walk out dripping in gold, except for Adam Cole, but we're not going to talk about that. And then, obviously, our preview for SummerSlam. Also, check out my Under the Radar episode on the Bulletcast. It is previewing not previewing NXT Takeover, but reviewing the latest episode of NXT Takeover NXT TV, the latest batch of matches from the G1 Climax. I did watch the final of the A Block. Very good match between Kota Ibushi and Kazuchika Okada. Definitely recommend you check that out. And of course, my recap of Ms. and Mrs., which is what everybody tunes in for.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yes, tomorrow Philip and I will be coming back together for an instant analysis of SummerSlam after SummerSlam goes off the air. So stay tuned for that. And, all the other stuff, follows on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. I don't know what else is on there. Curveballs and Chair Shots. Shout out. If you liked what we did here, give us some love. If not, tell us to fuck off. I really don't know. But until next time, that's for Dominic Hobson, Brandon Tanguma, Oreo, which has been a very good boy this episode, and the studio audience was not here, which is why the episode has been so goddamn great. Any shots you'd like to take of the studio audience while she's not here?
Of tequila? Sure.
And until next time, goodbye, good night, bye bye.